Greetings and welcome to the Mega Meeple. I am Thomas Grogan, and this is a preview of a Kickstarter game that is out right now on Kickstarter called Duels of Cartisora. Now, this is put out by Analog Game Studios and designed by Jeremy Moche. Now, if you'd like to hear an interview with Jeremy and Richard McRae, who's with Analog Game Studios, the publisher, just go to the Mega Meeple Podcast. I'll put a link in the description down below. It's episode 79. And I'd like to thank Analog Game Studios for providing a prototype of the game. Now, as with any other Kickstarter, you know, the whole thing of components and stuff like that, they are subject to change. Now, I only have 2 decks to show you, but the core box is going to come with 6 decks. But I just have the 2 decks to show for the purposes of this preview. Now, I'll also put a link to the Kickstarter in the description down below. So if this is a game that you want to check out, make sure to go to that link and support the game. Now, this is not a review in a sense. I only do reviews of games that are final production and available in the mass market. This is not an official rules review. This is just a preview of the Kickstarter to give you an idea of how the game plays out, and if this is something that you might want to check out and back. Okay, now this is I'm just going to go through a few plays of the game so you find out how it works out. Again, we're just showing 2 decks. Again, the core box comes with 6 decks. And as you can see, the artwork is pretty stellar. So we have Rilke, the Destroyer. And basically, well, I'll go into what these different things here. But basically, there are certain cards in the deck that have special abilities. And then if you go on the back, gives you a little bit of lore and background on your character. And the same with this guy. We'll get a close up on this. And his backstory. Each one of these characters and their decks have different strengths, different weaknesses, different weapons. But in a typical deck, most of the deck is your basic, numerical value. And then there'll be one card, which is a boast card. And if you play this card during a battle, if you win the battle, it will be worth so many points at the end of the game. And then you have, again, some value cards here, but they have a little special added ability that you're able to play. And then you have these special actions here. 2 cards in a deck that have special actions, and then there are 2 cards in each deck that have some reactions. Okay, so for a typical round, each player will choose one of their cards to play for a battle. And they will place their cards face down, and then simultaneously they will reveal their cards. So if we do this, bam, bam. Okay, so 11 is greater than 5. So Rilke wins this particular battle. So she gets both of these cards into her pool. And those cards are scored at a certain amount at the end of the game. Now, if this is the first battle of the game, then whoever wins that battle gets this token right here, which is basically the first blood token, and that is worth 2 points at the end of the game. Alright, now another thing could happen is they pick their cards and they reveal them at the same time. Okay, 10 versus 9. Well, you would think that the 10 would beat the 9, but wait, not so fast. If a card's value is exactly one lower than the other, the lower one wins, and that is known as an undercut. So in this case, Mercutio would win this battle. So he gets those 2 cards. Alright, now another thing that could occur is they pick their 2 cards, bam, 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 they both chose 11. Well, if they don't want to play like a maneuver card or a reaction card or anything like that, it's a tie. So nobody wins that battle. So both of these cards go into what's called the tie pool. So those, in a sense, are in limbo. So whoever wins the next battle, or next battle that has a winner, not only will they claim the cards that were involved in the battle, but they'll also claim all the cards that were in the tie pool. Another thing that may happen is choose the 2 cards, reveal them at both sides, and okay, 8 versus 6, 8 wins. And just before they were able to get, oh, wait a minute. They will play a reaction card. And this one here, special action. There we go. When revealed, play any other card from your hand as your attacks this round. So, at that point, you can reveal a 10. 10 versus 8 wins, so they get that. And if there's any cards in the pool, you get that as well. Then whoever wins the final battle will get this token here, which is the finisher. And that is worth 2 points at the end of the game. Then once all the cards are played, the game is over, and you score up your game. Now for regular cards, each card you have is worth 1 point. Except for the both cards, those things are worth 2 points as denoted there. And if you are lucky enough to get either or both the first blood or the finisher, each one of those is worth 2 points. And then whoever has the most points obviously wins the game. So as you can see, it's a really quick game, only like 5 minutes or so. Real easy to learn because the rules don't have to be really convoluted or involved to play a game that's like a 5-minute playtime. This is a real quick card game similar to War, but a little bit more finesse to it. Now again, keep in mind, I only had the 2 decks to play with here to show you in this video, but the core game is going to come with 6 decks. Each one of them very unique from another, and each have their own strength and weaknesses. So there's a lot of replayability for this game. So I encourage you to go check out the Kickstarter, and if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this, please make sure to subscribe, hit the little belly thingy that YouTube does now, and make sure you'll be notified when I do come up with new videos of other Kickstarter previews or even reviews of games that have already in production and out to the mass market. And if you'd like to support the channel, help me to make more videos like this, even at a higher production value, you go to our Patreon page and help out there. And depending on what tier you support the channel at, you get some rewards in return. So again, I'd like to thank Richard McRae of Analog Games Studio for providing a prototype of the 2 decks for the purpose of this video. I'd like to thank Jeremy Moche to being a guest on the podcast. Again, it's episode 79 of the Mega Meeple Podcast. You get to hear an interview with him on how he designed the game and even some plans he has for future expansions. So go check that out as well. So that is Duels of Cartisora, currently on Kickstarter. So thank you so much for watching. This is Thomas Grogan of the Mega Meeple saying we'll see you at the gaming table.